Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for your daily Reiki micro session. That is 5 minutes of Reiki. A normal session is typically much longer than that. But 5 minutes of Reiki followed by 5 minutes of free-for-all questions and/or cards of the day. And so for the Reiki, what I'm doing is I'm setting the intention for whatever will benefit each of you the most as individuals. If there's something more specific you would like the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention for yourself. For those of you who are watching this after I am finished with the broadcast, please know that you can still receive the Reiki just as easily and get just as much benefit from it as those who are here while I am live. Spirit is not limited by time or space. Lucky for us. So let's just get this Reiki started. All right, so we're starting Reiki at 13:48 here, Mountain Time in the United States. That means that we will finish up at 53 after the hour. Diane Lennon, hello, hello. Rena Sada, hello, hello. Krista Evans, hello, glad to see you here. Ricky Jorgensen, hey, hey. Tammy Bambi, glad you're back. Aw. Welcome back, Yasmin. So what do you guys want to talk about while we do Reiki today? You guys always come up with the best topics. 48, so I said 53 after. Thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. Those of you who are sharing this, also, thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of people out there don't even know what Reiki is. I think it has to be fun to experience it the first time when you don't even know what it is. Like, what a trip. La da 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 da. You want to talk about past lives? Well, I think we probably all have a lot of them. But usually I don't actually look that much at past lives. You won't catch me doing too many past life readings. Somebody has to kind of talk me into that. And the reason is, I don't know what good it does us to know about the past lives when we're in this life. So usually the only way somebody can talk me into that is if they say, well, I feel like I've got a hang up that comes from a past life and I want to know the root or the origin of that. And in that case, where I feel like there can be some healing benefit, then I actually do a reading on past lives. There are other psychics who will read on past lives all the time. That's just not my thing. My thing is that I want to be a very tangible help to my clients. So I'm kind of picky about what I'll do. Hello there, Gilma. Welcome back. Spirit to our childlike. Your new tarot deck is sassy. So spirit guides who are childlike, that's an interesting thing to bring up. Something to know about spirit guides who are childlike is many times they are trying to lure us into happiness, lure us into that old innocent way of looking at life, of seeing the wonder of life as we saw it before we got all the scars all over us as we were growing up and interacted with people. Hello there, Sequoia. Quite welcome, Gilma. Yeah. So tell me about your tarot deck being sassy. Like, she's sassy about her messages? She's sassy about when she talks to you? What's she sassing you about? Is this acceptable sassiness or not so much? Okay. Usually we get along pretty well with our spirit guides. I mean, we picked them before we got here anyway. One more minute of Reiki, by the way. Sand, hello, hello. Glad to see you here. That's okay. I still have to go back and timestamp that other video anyway. Can always go back and recatch it. How are you, my dear? We're going to do a little extra Reiki today because I want to see what Yasmin is talking about. And then we'll switch over to questions and stuff. Would be nice if my chat would come back. La da da. There it is. Good, good. Just brought on how we can better connect afterwards. Oh my goodness. That you drink too much, you should stop fighting and you should get to your chores. That could have been your mom. It could have been that your duck isn't so sassy that you were just hearing from your mom. Yeah. I used to have a grandma spirit guide who would say, when are you going to wash your dishes? That type of thing too. So I get it. It may not be your cards. It may be who you brought through. Well, you'll have to work with them and find out if it's actually your cards or if it's who you brought through. You'll have to work with them a little more and see what's up. I had a deck of tarot cards that I actually gave it away because it called somebody a fatso that I was reading for, and I was like, I cannot say that to the client. You cannot speak that way. And it wasn't only a client, it was actually somebody that I worked with as well, a gentleman that worked in a different department than me, who was a really nice guy. And he was not fat at all either. So I ended up giving that deck of cards away to somebody who will never ever read them. Yeah. Some cards are like that. And I've thought that was really interesting because that particular deck that was just brutal with the messages. I mean, she was really malicious. She actually, most decks are made from paper. They like to be wrapped in natural materials. This was a deck that was plastic. It was a version of a transparent deck. There are lots of transparent decks out there, but this one was clear plastic and it had little spots where you could like layer them. So you basically were looking at like 4 cards at once by the time you got done, if you did it the way they suggested it. And it did not want like a natural wrapper around it. It wanted something artificial. I cannot remember. It wanted like spandex or lycra around it, something like that. And the personality was just really, really abrasive. I could not handle that. Okay. Carla, you asked such a great question. We're just going to go a little bit longer on Reiki because I have to answer this question. And then we're going to get into free-for-alls and cards of the day after that. I'm glad you feel calm. It was a mean duck. It was not cool at all. It was mean. I have ducks with senses of humor, but that one had no sense of humor. She was like a little grumpy old lady. Anyway, spirit guides. Are spirit guides always around? Spirit guides are always around. Always, always, always around. Okay? Here's the other thing. It talks in the Bible about a cloud of witnesses. That's basically what we have all the time. Not only are spirit guides around, there are also other, shall we say, interested parties around, and they can be interested for various reasons. They may have known you before they crossed over. They may have known your great-great-grandparents before they crossed over, and they maybe have been interested in watching your great-great-grandparents, and then they met your parents, and then they were interested in watching them, and then they met you, and now they're interested in watching you. So you can have interested parties around from that type of lineage. You can have interested parties around who are trying to influence you in either direction, positive or negative. But there is always, always, always a cloud of witnesses. You can have ancestors around you. So if you ever think you're having privacy, that's something you might want to think about again. You might want to think about that again. I don't think we ever have any privacy. Ever, ever. So whatever you wouldn't do to somebody's face, you shouldn't do just because you think nobody's there. That's so disgusting, Yasmin. No matter what you do, every time you go through somebody else's medicine cabinet, people are watching. They just may not be people you can see or touch. I hear you, Girly Alley. When I first realized that, I was like, wait a second, what about that time with my boyfriend? Behind the closed bedroom door. No, there's no privacy. All right, let's wrap up this Reiki. We've gone an extra 5 minutes. I think we're doing well. Miss Rena's probably going to fall asleep before she gets away from her computer. And do free for all questions and our cards of the day. Yasmin Smith, I'm looking at your question. Here's my thing. I don't mind answering questions about other people as long as they are a direct influence on you. But if you just want to know, just to be kind of nosy about what's going on with them, we really don't want to create that kind of karma. So think about whether you really want to ask this question or not, and then let me know. All right, so this is for Diane Lennon. We have Ace of Cups in reverse. My dear, this just means that somebody has shown you their true colors, and whenever you saw their true colors, or will be showing you their true colors, anyway, whenever it is that you see their true colors, you're going to be like, you know, I used to really like you, and now I'm not so sure I do. Your opinion of them is going to drop a few notches. I gotcha, Yasmin. All right, in that case, yeah, we can see what's going on. I want you to be more specific with your question, though. Let's see. Who's up next? Is this new roommate going to be a good one? Will Tammy Bambi's new roommate be a good fit? There will definitely be an adjustment period. But after you guys get straight on what you expect, then actually it will be a really, really, really good roommate. But at first, you got a rough way to go at first. The adjustment period is going to be a bite in the butt, let's put it that way. But after that, yes, very good fit. Okay, Shakoya Wilkins, COD. La da da, Ricky Jorgensen, remember this little concept called free will? Free will can if a free will can mess up a psychic, which any good psychic will tell you, they can only be right about 85% of the time because of free will. Guess what? It can mess up your spirit guides too. I've seen it before. So this is for Shakoya. Shakoya. Seven of Wands in reverse, my dear. This just means that you've set up some boundaries with somebody, and that somebody is pushing those boundaries to see if they're going to fall down or if they're not. It's going to be up to you whether you enforce the boundaries or not, Miss Shakoya. Thank you guys for the thumbs ups. I appreciate those. Let's see. Krista Evans is up for a COD. You're quite welcome, Rena Sada. Krista Evans. COD, you're going to be interacting with somebody who is a King of Wands type personality. This is somebody who's more level-headed, more mature, who can be very inspired and very passionate, has some great ideas, probably the expert at what they do at work. People probably come to this person for advice about how to do things that they do because they are the expert. Okay. That was for Krista. That's somebody you're interacting with. Ascend is up next. Ascend. Okay, so Ascend, you have the Five of Coins card showing up in reverse. This tells me that where money may have been tight before, now the budget is loosening up. Good for you. Rena Sada, we're doing next. COD. La da 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 da. Rena Sada. Okay, you've got the Knight of Stones showing up in reverse, Rena. This is my card that talks about, when it's right side up, it talks about strengthening yourself in the world. So this can be taking classes, this can be saving money. You know, it's doing something that strengthens your position here in the tangible world. When it's in reverse, this is telling me that whatever you've been doing to strengthen yourself here in the tangible world, it's kind of going in reverse. Okay, so this could be taking money out of savings. You know, this could be realizing that you really don't like the major that you majored in, or you don't like whatever it's that you've been researching lately, that information just isn't useful, something like that. So it's kind of going in reverse as far as adding to your value in the material world. Okay, so that was for Rena, I believe. Next we're up to Ascend. Or no, we've already done Ascends. Let's see. So we're going to work with Yasmin's question, and then we're going to call that the end of this. That's funny the way you worded it, Yasmin. Is your brother lying about what's happening, or is Christina telling the truth? Do you think that you have any subconscious leanings as to that answer? Oh, what a mess. Okay, what a mess you have here. All right, so who's telling the truth? Yasmin's brother or his wife? Who's telling the truth to Yasmin? Her brother off the top or his wife off the bottom? Well, you know, there's three sides to every story: his side, her side, and the real deal. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Kind of what I'm seeing here. Just kind of, there's a lot of different things floating at me. There's definitely some stuff going on here that is not cool. As far as whether it's actual witchcraft, I think that's a major stretch. I think that's a major stretch. Okay, so your brother's talking about your wife going out in the middle of the night. Your brother has had some issues with, or his wife. Your brother's had some issues with being loyal to his wife. So there's mm, like he's talking to other women, maybe doing other things with other women. In other words, he's giving her competition even though they're married. Okay, so he's acting like he's not really just married. And so it looks to me like he's feeling trapped in the marriage and he wants out of the marriage. Okay, so that's what's going on from his end. All right. Now, from her end, yeah, and from her end, it looks to me like she tried to just get away, just be like, okay, that's enough. I don't want anything of this. And then after she had some time to kind of think things over, she has come back to the table. She's trying to talk to him about what they need to do about the relationship. She is coming up as somebody who can be very empathic and somebody who is ridiculously loyal. And when I say ridiculously loyal, I mean like a water sign, like a Scorpio, like a Pisces, like a Cancer. Especially Scorpios are this way. I know from personal experience where, even though the person really, really hurt them badly, if there's a bond there, that bond is going to be hard for them to break. They're going to try to stick with it. So even though your brother wants out, it looks to me like she is still being loyal to the marriage in spite of the things that he's done. Okay. And there also is some truth. Like she's putting her cards on the table, though. She's telling him, look, I know this, and I know this, and I know this, and I know this. And this is what I want. And she's communicating. She's communicating with him very clearly. She's not missing a beat on communication. Okay. And part of the things that she's talking to him about are that Three of Swords. She's been heartbroken. What he's done to her has broken her heart. So as far as who's lying and who's telling the truth, the way this comes up, there is one side that's his, there's one side that's hers. The truth is in the middle of those two sides. Neither one of these two is telling you the full truth. I'm hearing that both of them have completely different motivations for telling you what they're telling you. For her, I feel like for her, it's a pride thing. Like she doesn't want to share everything with you because it hurts her pride. Some of the things that have happened hurt her pride. Some of the things that have been said hurts her pride that somebody would say that to her, especially when she's in a bond like this. And for him, I feel like there's things that he's not telling you as well, probably even the same things that she's not telling you because he doesn't want you to think badly of him. He doesn't want you to have a bad opinion of him. And he kind of knows that if he would say the things that she's not saying, then he's expecting that you would judge him for how he's behaved and the things that he said. Okay, so that's the scoop. Looks like Spirit decided to answer your first question anyway. What's going on? There it is. I didn't see any witchcraft here whatsoever. Nothing. I mean, there are cards that should come up for that. One of them would be the High Priestess in reverse or something like that. Nothing. Nothing. There's no witchcraft going on. You're quite welcome. Ooh, and all we can do is wish them good luck and pray for them and send them good energy. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for keeping me here and keeping me on my toes and keeping me fresh. Those of you who have a question that you would like to ask me that you didn't get a chance to, please know that on my website, I do have that service where you can just get one question. You just email me the question, send me your payment, and I'll get you the answer back. What I do is I record an audio. I send you the answer back. Typically when somebody sends me a question like that, that was a lot of detail I went into for Yasmin for just a little public video, but typically when somebody does ask a question, you're going to get details like that that will come up, especially if you need those details. Then Spirit's going to make sure those details come out. So a one question reading can really give you a lot of information many times. You're always going to get all the information that you need. Sometimes the answers are a little bit shorter. Sometimes they're a little bit longer. I've done one question readings that took half an hour for me to tell you everything that I'm getting. So if you have a question like that that you need, feel free. Feel free. That's what I'm here for. Okay? And Yasmin, thank you for giving me the chance to show off a little bit of my abilities. Everybody have a fantastic, wonderful day. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys the next time. Peace out.